Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we're talking all things pop culture. Today, it's time to continue with our comic book discussion of the Wonder Twins. Now, this is issue number 10, and it's called Internments. Issue 11 starts off with a Lex News broadcast. While the newscaster teases a story coming up about why more people are choosing to live in cheap biopods, coming up later in the newscast, their next guest will be their diversity correspondent, Cell Phone Sylvia. Back in the Lex News green room, an intern comes to get Cell Phone Sylvia. As she walks past this water cooler, it begins to bubble and Zan breaks free. Now, it's definitely a good thing that no one was thirsty. Now, the twins' plans to steal Cell Phone Sylvia's Kryptonian disruptor has worked, and even Gleek has come along on the heist. Jaina hands Gleek the device and tells him to meet back at the rendezvous point. Jaina and Zan put on intern outfits in hopes of making a squeaky clean escape, but get tied up by one of Lex News' security robots. Luckily for the twins, this robot isn't the brightest piece of machinery and believes that the twins are interns and sends them to fetch a refreshment. The robot believes he has seen something. He looks back in the room and sees a basket of umbrellas, but doesn't notice that Gleek has blended in with them. Outside of Lex News, Filo Math waits in a getaway vehicle, but she's quickly spotted by a police officer. The officer then says he wants to take her in for questioning. Polly replies, "Maybe you want to explain to the city why you're involved in another harassment lawsuit." The twins make their way into the getaway vehicle as the officer tells Polly that won't be necessary. Now, back inside Lex's building, intern number 5 asks intern number 12 what he's doing. Number 12 replies, "I was told Luther paste was free for interns." Intern 5 tosses the paste away and shows number 12 a room where they now feast, as 12 has been using Luther's credit card after he decided to jet out of the planet back in issue 6 to avoid the Great Scramble. Now we catch up with Lex Luthor, who's just floating around in space. Lex has been stuck in space all alone for 3 weeks now with nothing to keep him entertained or any form of communication. When finally over the speaker, intern 5 can be heard, "Hello, Mr. Luthor." Lex, being the charming boss that he is, tells intern 5 to load landing coordinates into his ship's computer, but not forgetting to call him a moron in the process. 5 tells him sure, but first he needs Lex to tell him his name. Lex spews out a bunch of random names before getting frustrated. Intern 5 and 12 laugh it up as they turn Lex off the TV screen and tell the other interns to enjoy the feast, and now Lex is left to chow down on that Luther paste while still being stuck in space. As Lex contemplates how he will get revenge on these interns, another voice can be heard saying, "Hello." As soon as Lex hears the voice, he makes a dash for the monitor where he sees it's Gorilla Grodd. Grodd has sent Luther coordinates to get him back to Earth. The first stop for Lex is to take a hot shower after being in space the past 3 weeks. As he makes his way to the locker room, 2 soldiers with helmets on lock him away. Now we see that the 2 soldiers were Zan and Filo Math, and that Jaina had transformed herself into Gorilla Grodd. And we see that their motive for getting Lex back to Earth was to steal his spaceship. Now we catch up with our 2 bargain hunters who in the last issue purchased Filo Math's old computer. The 2 brain surgeons here who can't get this computer to work come up with the idea of connecting it to the internet. The computer replies, "What is internet?" The computer then asks them, "Are you my daddy?" And then to, "Please tell Colonel, what is internet?" One of the men tells the Colonel, "The internet is what allows everyone to access and share information." And just like that, the Colonel feels the power and becomes the internet. With Cell Phone Sylvia's hacking device, Filo Math and the twins are now soaring through the galaxy inside of Lex Luthor's ship. Polly has finished hacking the Kryptonian disruptor. Zan asks Jaina why they didn't ask for Superman's help. Jaina replies, "That's not the smartest thing, since not only are they harboring a prisoner escapee, but they're also on a mission to rescue a known associate of Lex Luthor. And that, like it or not, we're all fugitives now." Filo Math begins to spill her guts to Gleek that she's not very optimistic about the mission's success. And even if they do succeed, she'll just be bringing him back to the same world that sent him out of here in the first place. Now the ship has finally caught up to Filo Math and a host of other people trapped here inside the Phantom Zone. The idea is to tow it to the event horizon of a black hole, since normally these phantom zones are indestructible. Zan now opens the dock doors. Polly exclaims that if you go into deep space without a suit, you'll freeze in seconds. The twins activate their powers.
Wonder Twin powers, activate!
And as Zan begins his transformation into water, he says, I know. In fact, I'm counting on it. The coldness of space begins to freeze Zan, but it allows him to form a giant icicle pick. And as you can see here, he shatters the Phantom Zone, releasing its captives. And good thing Jaina was proactive, as she transformed herself into an octopus so she could swoop up anyone, including her brother, who is blacked out during the transformation. Back inside the ship, Gleek attends to Zan, while Jaina is concerned for her brother's well-being. But Zan comes too, and in typical fashion makes a bad joke. Looks like this party could use some ice. Jaina says, how long have you been sitting on that line? Zan replies, I meant to use it before, but I forgot. In the back of the ship, Polly attends to her father, who she never thought she would see again. Filo asks, what happened? Polly replies, let's just say, it's been an eventful month. With Gleek and the koala strapped in, Jaina tells everyone to hold on, we'll be back on Earth in no time. Filo tells Polly that she shouldn't have come to rescue him. Polly replies that she didn't do it alone. Filo tells her, those must be some friends, and Polly replies, yes, yes they are. Jaina asks her brother, is there any idea so crazy you won't do? The daredevil Zan replies, I live every day like it's my last. Back on Earth, our two swap shoppers are now trapped inside their own house by the Colonel. The Colonel exclaims, Colonel 86 is world's first artificial intelligence program, created in 1986 by Filo Math. Now here at the Hall of Justice, all hell has broken loose, as Colonel 86 has not only taken over the Justice League's supercomputer, but is also in control of the internet. Superman exclaims, cyber attack protocols now. Wonder Woman replies, it's too late. All the computers are down. We're completely defenseless. That's gonna do it for issue number 10 of the Wonder Twins. Now there's only 2 more issues left in this 12-issue series. And if you guys have missed any of my discussions, there's a link below so you can catch up with those videos. And also make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment, because like I said, there's only 2 more issues left and I will be covering those issues here on the channel. All right guys, leave me a comment below and make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.